I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
What up, yo? It's KMB, the sexy ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're talking about Monday Night Raw, February 23rd, 2026. Cole Graves on commentary at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. We are paying tribute to the one, the only AJ Styles. Oh, yes, man. An emotional night, people coming out. The woodwork for AJ Styles. I wish there was Samoa Joe here this evening. Yeah, man, 10 years in WWE, but such a long career from Ring of Honor to New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, you know, before he even got to WWE. And it's an amazing career here and just across the board. You know, I saw that New Japan put up their own tribute to AJ Styles as well, you know, Bullet Club and all that great stuff. And yeah, it's cool, man. You know, it's just really cool. And on this Monday Night Raw, we started off with the man that retired him, Gunther. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh my gosh, like freaking Gunther, man. He comes out, he's trolling everybody. And I love the fact when he's like, I retired Goldberg. Nothing. We're good. Thank you for that one. Retired John Cena, huge pop. Now he's retired AJ Styles. He's like, y'all are celebrating him? Y'all are doing this and that. Where's my celebration? I'm the career killer. And Adam Pearce comes out. He says, no. We're not doing this tonight, man. He got the security coming out, and Gunther just playing it up like, whatever. Here comes Dragon Lee to whoop that ass. They fight. Boom, 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 boom. They tear him apart. And as they get Gunther to their back, Gunther's screaming at Adam, you need to fix this. I want Dragon Lee. And here goes Dragon Lee again. They finally separate him, and Adam tells Gunther to get the hell out of the building. Look at what you did. You're disrupting my show. Get out of here, Gunther. But I loved every single second of this, of Gunther just taunting us and being like, ha, I'm evil Gunther. Thank you, Gunther. Then we go right into, then here comes Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes out, and he's going to cut a promo. And, you know, well, he sees Gunther in the back, and then he comes out. And I was like, oh, we're going to have a Cody Rhodes segment after a Gunther segment? What the hell is going on here? And the best part about it is he comes out, and he says, I know what y'all want to talk about. And then here comes the Vision. Bronson, you know, Mr. Austin Theory and Logan Paul, you know, Braun Breaker is hurt. And the Vision comes out that, you know, they're trying to get that crowd to hate them. And we do hate them. Not really. You know, they don't have that much heat on them, in my opinion. But the Vision come out to interrupt Cody Rhodes. And Bronson Reed's like, I'm going to win our first match of the night, which is an elimination chamber qualifying match. That is a mouthful. Bronson and Cody goes, oh, I know somebody else too that's gonna win, not you. And Oos, it's just me, Oos. Day one, it's just me, Oos. You know, we all yeeted. And the third person in the match is the OG El Grande Americano. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this was a fun match. This was almost my match of the night, you know. But it's high up there. These elimination qualifying matches have been bangers, you know, being triple threats and stuff like that. But something happened, and Bronson Reed tore something in his arm. I think they said it was his shoulder or something like that. But no, he got hurt trying to, you know, not have the pin happen, and he rolls, and I think it was El Grande Americano on top of Jay, and he just jumps, and his arm catches on El Grande Americano's side, and he flips, and first thing he does is he just looks right into his arm, and you could tell that something was wrong, and he goes on the outside, and the doctor's there with him, and that he does not continue. And from what I was reading was he was supposed to win this match. But things change on the fly in WWE. Injuries come out of nowhere, and I hope Bronson Reed heals up, with Braun Breaker being out. Now it's just down to Austin Theory and Logan Paul with Paul Heyman. Now it's just like you got to switch things up. Like Braun Breaker getting hurt was not something that was supposed to happen, but it happened, and they had major plans for him. I believe he was supposed to win the Royal Rumble, and that's not the case, and it sucks. And it sucks for Bronson Reed being hurt because it's so near WrestleMania season. So they switched it up, and Jey Uso got the win. I saw everyone on the interweb get all pissed off. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't understand this hatred for Jey Uso. I love Jey Uso. I love the Yeez. I love that he's still over. My God, everyone's like, his in-ring stuff needs to be worked. I was like, I think he's earned his spot. He's earned his keep here in WWE. Just saying. But he does get the win, and I'm very excited that he's going to get a chance to be in the Elimination Chamber. Just sucks that Bronson Reed had to lose that opportunity due to an injury. Then we get Punk and Tyler Reddick, some NASCAR guy. They riding. They cruising. They come in hot. And CM Punk's cruising with them. They both got championships, and I thought we were pivoting them coming to the ring because I was like, damn, we went from segment match, now we're going to another segment, but not the case. But we go to Liv. Who is she going to choose? Who? And Liv comes out with Dom. She's looking like sad. She's so sad because of what Stephanie said to her. They got it translated. And she's talking about, you talk about you are, working your butt off. Bullshit. Saying all these really crazy things to Liv to where she got in Liv's head. So when I was like, it has to be Steph versus Liv because it got personal. Nothing got personal between Steph and Liv and Jade. Jade was just sort of just there. And my favorite part about this, my favorite part is after Liv talks to Steph and like, I heard what you said and you on the grind and blah, blah, blah. But I got to write my own story. And she turns around to Jade and then she comes back with that mic and she pops Steph right in the head. Steph's selling of that was awesome. And boom, Liv lays her out, grabs the championship. So she has chosen, it's going to be Stephanie Van Cure versus Liv Morgan for the championship at WrestleMania. I am all for it. Now it's like, who is Jade? Who going to face? I think the writing's on the wall now. Looking at the lineup, hold on, let me make some noise here. Sorry. Gotta make some noise here looking at my notes. But, looking at the chamber now, for the women's chamber, we have Tiffany, Rhea, Alexa, Asuka, and Kiana James. And is there another qualifying match? Yeah, so we'll talk about that. But it's like, who's going to win? And I feel like I got my theory. So let's talk about that when we get to it, especially for the women's elimination chamber. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the men's too. Yeah, so the men's is now officially done. I feel like, they're right here. Men's chamber is Trick, Cody, LA, Randy, Javon, and now Jey Uso. I want LA to win, but I know that's not the case. There's also rumors floating around that they're thinking of a five-way match for Drew McIntyre's championship since he's causing so many enemies. I don't know how to feel about that because I was like, it seems like a lot. I know it's going to be awesome. They're going to make some magic out of it, but I'm just like, then what's the point of the chamber? What's the point? I want Sammy to be involved in the title opportunity because there was already rumors that Finn was gonna get weasel his way into being the Roman Punk match being a triple threat, but I was just like, well, if they're going to do multiple man matches, like, why the fuck? I don't know. We shall see. I wish it was cut and dry. I want LA to win the Chamber. I want Cody and Jacob to build up their feud between each other and maybe a stipulation at WrestleMania. I don't think Cody needs to be in the title picture. I think we need to move some things on the board, especially with the LA Knight. Just my opinion, but what do you think? Drop those comments below. All right, we're going right on into Byron with Javon. And Offset. Don't know who that is, y'all. Showing my age. I do love me my hip hop, but I don't know who Offset is. I knew who Lil Yachty was. I was like, oh, I know him. I know 2 Chainz. Maybe that's where I really stopped paying attention after that group. Well, next to Kendrick and J. Cole and all that, but still, like the newer rappers, I don't really mess with or know, which I could try, but not my taste. I don't know why I went into all that, but the New Day, they show up, setting up Kofi versus Javon later on tonight, and I was like, ooh, that's gonna be a good one, a good one. We go into sort of a match. I hope Maxine Dupree didn't get her ass really knocked out because she was selling it like she was. But Natty and Maxine, they have some unfinished business. It goes into Natty's favor because there's a spot where she's holding Natty's boots on the outside of the ring, and Natty like kicks her right into the ring post, and she just goes down like a sack of potatoes. So I'm wondering if Maxine actually get knocked out or she's selling, because she was doing really well at it. Maybe she's okay because Natty did go in and just start bashing the back of her head to show how ruthless she can be. Ref calls it off and gives the match to Natty because of the knockout. So I hope Maxine Dupree is okay. Hope you're okay, Maxine. The Good Brothers is there. I was like, oh, ha ha ha. Last time I saw you was on an edition of Power NWA. I'm a little behind on that, but I'm going to try and catch up. Do or do not, there is no try. I know, Yoda. Oba package. Then we get Adam is with Rusev and The Box. And Adam has confirmed that him and Nick will open it at Elimination Chamber. Jericho? That's big question mark, but I'm not, I've had my hopes high before on certain things. It was like that first Netflix of Raw or the Stranger Things of Raw. And we're like, oh my God, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. No? No? What's it? No? Okay. So, but Oba gets in Rusev's face. They've teased this before, and I was like, Rusev and Oba Femi at WrestleMania. That's a WrestleMania match right there. Oh, yeah. The Ruler versus Rusev. I like that. Sounds like a damn monster movie. Brock Lesnar is here. I like how we're kind of building whatever this is, an open challenge for Brock Lesnar. Paul's like, there's no one back there that wants to face Brock Lesnar because they don't want to get pissed on. Oops. I mean, sorry. I'm sorry. Brock Lesnar, though, yeah, he's itching an open challenge, and I think this is where Gunther is going to come into the picture because he's the career killer. There was some rumor that Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. Yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah, I like Gunther. I love Gunther, honestly, and him retiring Brock Lesnar is a really huge deal as well. So, he's got Goldberg under his belt, Cena under his belt, AJ Styles under his belt. Imagine adding the Beast to that count. We get a Becky promo, because she's calling out AJ Lee, and AJ has her first match. I wish this was on the show. Like one more confrontation between each other before we get to Chicago. That's all I wanted. Javon Evans versus Kofi Kingston. Oh my gosh, this was awesome, man. I think Kofi made Javon look like $1 million. Offset was ringside. Of course, you got Kofi's boys, trying to help, and Offset got a little in action, through Grayson Waller over the announcer table. I was like, wee, but Javon, oh my gosh, he got the win. I was like, yeah, rightfully so. No offense to Kofi Kingston, but this was awesome. Awesome. We have a Finn Balor promo, then we have, he says, the what ifs, which kind of plays into CM Punk's promo afterwards when he comes out. And I love the fact that this man just pays attention. I know he watches everything. He reads everything, because he can use it to his advantage on that mic. And that's what makes CM Punk so damn dangerous. He comes out there, he's like, I don't live in the world of what ifs. I live in reality. I am the champion. What if this? What if that? No. This is real. This is what I'm holding this for real. So Finn, live in the land of what ifs, and I'm going to live in the land of opportunity, and I am going to go to WrestleMania as champion. Going to walk in Chicago and walk out Chicago champ. This match is going to be awesome. Elimination Chamber qualifying match is such a mouthful for me to say. But Io versus Kyrie versus Raquel, and holy hell. This was awesome. I was expecting Io to get the win, or Kyrie just to get the win, because I would love some Kyrie and Asuka shenanigans inside the chamber. But Raquel has worked her ass off, and I think she's next up for that championship. Raquel versus Jade. But the problem is they're both heels. So and this is what I'm going to go right back into when I was talking about the Women's Elimination Chamber. It has to be Tiffany Stratton. That's who, Jade beat. Not just beat, destroyed. Because Tiff was injured and she left for a while. And she's back now. So out of all those women in the chambers, like Rhea and Jade sound cool. They've been teasing Charlotte and Jade. Raquel and Jade, I don't know. Kiana, no, I don't think Kiana's going to win. We'll see. Wait, let me get my notes again. Who's on this chamber to make sure I got that correct? I believe, was it Bailey in this? Okay, so Tiffy, Rhea, Alexa, Asuka, Kiana, and now Raquel. Alexa versus Jade. Alexa Bliss could be a favorite. Rhea could be a favorite. Asuka would be very interesting because I would love Asuka to get a WrestleMania. Kiana, I don't see, but it just comes down to my brain, Tiffany versus Jade. So tell me what you think in the comments below about that. Raquel won. We get an update on Bronson. He is injured and he is out indefinitely. And I'm just like, fuck. Get well, man. Get well. Now we end the night with some emotions. Some phenomenal emotions. I did tear up. AJ Styles comes out. He says, I'm a man of my word, and that's all you got at the end of the day is your word. And he goes, I'm going to be something I haven't been. I'm going to be a full-time father. And I was like, you go, man. And I'm sitting here, I'm getting in my emotions, man, about this, I'm just like, okay. He goes, not many people get this. I'm very lucky and very thankful. And Wendy was there, his wife and his kids and stuff like that. And what I really loved, I think my brain was like waiting to where I was like, man, if some way, somehow they got Joe. And I know that's not going to happen. I know I'm just living in a fantasy world right now, but I was just waiting. I was like, man, that would have made me tear up so bad is if I just heard Joe on the mic, Wendy, because Joe and AJ such, all the way to TNA and, now, and I was just like, oh man, God, I hate this war. We can't just all get along and get these great moments, but AJ Styles, thank you, man. And, oh man, when he says, the reason I didn't take off my gloves, the reason being is because I wanted to leave him here at home, because he says that really got me when he says I wanted to leave my gear here at home, because remember they were in Saudi Arabia for Royal Rumble, so that makes so much more sense, man. I was just like, damn. And just to get my tears flowing, here comes Undertaker, and he tells AJ like, hey, we ain't finished yet, partner. And I was like, whoa, what? Are they going to face each other at WrestleMania? No, they can't, and then He tells AJ it is his privilege and honor to tell AJ Styles that he will be inducted in the 2026 Hall of Fame. Oh my gosh, tears were flowing, man. Tears were flowing, and I was like, that is such a beautiful send-off for AJ, and we'll see him WrestleMania season, and you know it's going to be emotional when he gives his speech, but man, that, you know, I'm still hoping for Joe's there, and there's rumor that John Cena is going to be the one that's going to be inducting him, so we shall see. But that was Monday Night Raw, February 23rd, 2026. Cole Graves on commentary in Atlanta, Georgia at the State Farm Arena. Honestly, really fun show. Both awesome Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Match of the night is Io, Kyrie, and Raquel. Moment of the night is, my gosh, there's so much good stuff here, man. AJ Styles, it has to be. The whole finale of this show was really great. So, but that's it. That's all. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down on Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Uso Splash!